Hello, in this video I'm going to be showing you my favourite PE warm-up ideas that you can run in primary schools for children between 5 and 11 years old. First game is a game called Cat and Mouse, and this is a very simple, easy game to play. All you're going to have is two children working with 4 cones. So I'll just give 4 cones to the kids. They have to make a square about 2 or 3 big steps in each direction. So 3 by 3. Now on one side you have got the cat, and on the other side you have got the mouse. Let's rub out that 3. And all you have to do is the cat has to try and tap the mouse. It can be however they like, but they cannot go through the square. So what they have to do is, maybe if they're moving around here, obviously that person is going to run this side, but then the cat might suddenly change direction and get them. Okay, so it makes a very fun, enjoyable game that the kids can play on their own. Gives them responsibility, gets them warm straight away. Can you do this with other bits of equipment? Yes. You could give them each a football, you could give them each a basketball, you give them hockey sticks, and rather than tapping them, it might be that they have to get the ball. So maybe the mouse has the ball and the cat doesn't. So just working in pairs. If you think that they're maybe struggling because maybe the cat is a little bit slower than the mouse, other 2 things you could do. You could mix up the group to try and make it a little bit more fair, but if you've done that and it's still not working, just add a bit of equipment in, and by having to dribble a basketball at the same time, that will definitely slow them down. So that's called Cat and Mouse. Very simple to do, very easy, and the kids absolutely love that one. The next game is called Mirrors. Again, very easy. All you're going to have is a player on each side. In the middle, you're going to have a cone here and a cone here, and it's like an imaginary line between them. They can't cross sides. And the way this mirror game works is each of them is holding a bib. So I am holding a bib, or a penny they call it in America, and as this player is mirroring, let's say they're mirroring at the moment, they are going to try and make sure that this person can't put a bib on a cone which is below their bib, if that makes sense. So if this person goes this way and goes to throw their bib on top of the cone, they would win the point. So what this person needs to do is make sure that if that person's going that way, they need to make sure they get there first and they throw their bib on the cone before this person does. Now imagine they throw their bib on that cone. So this cone has now got a bib on it, but this person hasn't dropped their bib. What they might have to do is suddenly change direction and try and put their bib on top of this cone. And obviously as soon as they change direction, this person's going to have to run that way. And the idea of it is, if I'm that player and I going this way, well, I'm going, but I'm not going to throw my bib down if the defender's already there. So I'm trying to evade them. They quickly run over to this side. Now I might change direction, try and get over to the other side. And again, this player might be quicker than that player. So if they are, then what you could introduce is, on their side, you could put another cone here, making it almost like a dead zone in the middle. This player can't go in that, but on the other side, the mirroring player doesn't have to worry about that. So all it is, just make sure this mirroring player is trying to make sure their bib is always on the cone below the other person's bib. You can do that for a certain amount of time, maybe 20 seconds, and switch it up. Again, you can introduce equipment into this. You could probably add you could maybe look at that and think, well, I could add 4 players into this somehow. Just be creative with it, and yeah, just gives you a simple warm up. The kids again have responsibility, and straight away you're going into your PE warm up, and it's relevant to the sport that you're going into as well. Next game is called Arms and Legs Tag, and this is a very fun game. Kids, when they get it and they're running around, it gets very, very funny. And so the way this game works is you've got 30 children in the area, and it's arm or leg tag. If I tag somebody on the arm, they now have to run with that arm behind their back, and they can only tag people with the one arm that's left. If I tag them on the leg, then they can't use that leg, so then they have to hop around the area. If I tag them on the other leg, then they have to put both legs together and hop around like bunny hops. If they get tagged on the other arm, then the only way they can get freed is by bouncing over to you, and then you can revive them, or you can give them an extra life, or give them an arm back, or whatever it is. Now, what sometimes happens is two people both see each other at the same time, and they just both tap arms at the same time. When that happens, just play rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. This person wins, and that person loses their arm. So there is ever a 50-50, and do that. But normally, it's more about being sneaky and being creative and trying to dodge everyone around you and then try and tap someone when they're not looking. What you're going to see when you do this is a lot of evasion. You're going to see a lot of evasion, but you're also going to see a lot of awareness. Spatial awareness is going to come into play here. And again, can you bring in equipment at this stage? Yes, you can. There's no reason you can't have a tennis racket with a ball on top whilst playing this game, for example, okay? But yeah, just be creative with it, and just let the kids go and explore, find different ways. What you don't ever want to do with this is have out games where, oh right, sorry, you lost both arms, both legs, you're now going to be out of the game. That's not really how it works. So, but because what happens is they then go and sit out, you can have behaviour issues, all that sort of stuff. So always make sure there's a way for them to come back into the game. The next game is called The Great Escape, and you can play this in loads of different ways, and I'll give you an example and you'll probably come up with different ways to play it as well. The way I like to play it is you have got jail or the island, whatever it is, just something where like a base in the middle, and then you've got the outside area. And this is just completely free flowing, but the idea is you are trying to get from this side into that side and then back out. If you can do that, then maybe you could have points in the middle, little cones or bibs that they have to pick up one and bring them back, and they get a point. But they are allowed to move around the area, they can go wherever they like, and then as soon as they see a space, they can come in, grab something, they're safe in here, and then they have to try and get back out. Obviously, you could do this with the younger ones, you could do this without any opposition, and you could just say, right, when you're ready, you can go in, get one and back, just so they understand the game. Then once they learn it, or if you're working with older kids, then you can start adding in defenders in here. And if the defender taps you, or it might be you're using tag rugby belts and they take your tag, it might be that you tuck a bib down the shorts, and if they take the bib, you have to go back where you came from. Okay, and it encourages a lot of different evasion, agility, balance, and then also some teamwork from the defenders. And again, hopefully, just by seeing this, you're thinking, oh, I like that, but probably what I would do is, and that's absolutely fine, just mix it up, think about the progressions, constantly thinking about the step principle. How can you make your session easier or harder? S for space, can you make the space bigger or smaller? Task, could it be they have to dribble a basketball at the same time? Is it that they have to hop? Is it that they, any other way that you can change the task? Equipment, is it that if they're throwing and catching a ball, well, could you make that ball a little bit smaller to make it harder? Or if they're finding it too difficult to throw and catch a tennis ball, could you introduce a beanbag? Whatever you like, think about equipment and how you can change the equipment. And then finally, P, people. How can you make it easier or harder? Well, you can make it easier by taking them out. You can make it harder by adding more defenders. Just thinking about the people in your session and how you can adapt what those people are doing to make the session easier or harder. Not only for this session, but for all of my warm-ups, all of my sessions I'm doing, I'm always thinking about the step principle. Now, before I show you the fifth and my favourite game, I'm not going to show you that until I talk to you about the uSports Partners opportunity. Now, we are looking to become the largest sports coaching company in the UK. To do that, we're looking for motivated individuals in main cities and towns across the UK that we're not already working in. When you join us as a partner, you'll be starting on a low salary, but you'll be financially rewarded for the success that you see in your own area. I've built the core area here to over 100 schools and nurseries, and we're now bringing in more partners across the UK to help us do that in more and more towns and cities. So if you're interested, click the link below. But for now, let's get back into the final and my favourite warm-up game. And this game is Bib Tag. And how does that work? Well, we're going to play Bib Tag, but only in pairs. And I'm going to have two people. This could be a free flow, and you could have 15 pairs all working in the same area. Or again, you could put them into a little square, give them 4 cones. Now, the way it works is each of them have got a bib tucked in the back of their shorts. It might be a tag rugby belt, or you could just play touch. But the way it works is this person is trying to take the bib from the other person's shorts. This person is obviously trying to do the same on there. So it's not about running around and trying to avoid each other. It's more about facing each other up, being creative about how you can get to the other person's tag or bib without them getting your bib. Makes a very fun game, very creative. And what I like to do is sometimes, right, this person gets a bib, great. They can now give themselves 1 point. Reset, 3, 2, 1, play again. Oh, this person won. And you could play, right, first to 5 wins. And then after 5, you could change partners, or you reset it. Again, you could introduce equipment into this session. No reason why not. Try and make it relevant to the sport that you are actually teaching, and even better, make it relevant to the topic that you're teaching within that sport. So there you have it, my 5 PE warm-up ideas for primary school teachers, sports coaches, sports educators. So if you're not already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got lots of other content coming out and that is already posted. So if you haven't seen that already, go and check it out. This video here is my favourite video of all time. So go and check it out. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love this one. Anyway, moving on. Thanks again. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.